How many new beekeepers are here that started this year?
Starting
Okay.
over this year.
Okay, that's a good thing, because I didn't want to bore the other people, but this is gonna be good, I hope. Okay. In North Carolina, they have 14 species of bats, and none of them are pollinators. And I learned that by accident. It just amazed me. I had no idea that there was 14 different species of bats in our North Carolina. Okay. So you can tell me what this is.
Color chart for the pollen.
Thank you, Bob. It is. I have one. I take it with me with my golf cart when I go out to my bee yard. So when I pull up that frame, I said, oh look, they're bringing in pollen. And it's like, I wonder where they're getting it from. So you look on my chart and you go, oh, I know. Bob has got these planted in his backyard, and they're hitting his backyard and bringing it back over here. Bees travel up to 5 miles away from base hive. And the foragers go out and they bring back the pollen and they pack the cells, and bingo, we get honey. Who knows what the #1 crop for pollinators in North Carolina is? #1 crop. Nope.
Watermelon.
Nope.
Too good guess.
You mean a row crop?
Strawberries?
Crop.
Crop.
Crop. And I'll give you a hint. Mount Olive is right down the road. Cucumbers is the #1 crop for pollinators. Mount Olive pickles has just exploded in making sure that they have their beehives and they are pollinating their cucumbers, and they're bringing us pickles that we can have for summer. And I thought that was interesting. Okay, when you get ready to start, there's different factors involved. So without pollinators, you probably would have some fruit, but not a lot of fruit. And best fruit is watermelon, and a big strawberry or a tomato is good. That's my favorite. Oh, it's almost, what is this? It's going too fast. Okay. Is this a pollinator?
Yes.
How? How does it pollinate?
Wind.
Wind, that's right. Wind blows across the apple trees, and the apple trees are pollinating. I'm sorry, folks, it's not me, it's the program. I'm trying to work. Okay, what's this other one? It's rain. Rain comes down, goes down into the creek bed, and voila, in the pond lily blooms. Because the pond lily is the breeder of pollinator for underneath. The importance of pollinators. I wish I could slow this down.
Is it going automatically?
Yeah. Okay. I can't get it to slow
Do you
down.
want me to just advance it, then you tell me?
Yes, that'll be good. Okay. That's good, thank you. You can go to Walmart and you can spend $1.36, $2.93, $2.05, pack seeds, take them home, plant them, develop a garden. But if you go and find the right seeds that still work for pollinators, then you've solved a huge problem for next year. So once you find out what you're doing, it's back it up. You gotta go back to the animals. There you go. Okay, once you find out what the pollinators need and what you need for your garden, sunflowers, for instance. You go and you buy a pack of seeds at Walmart or Dillon's or wherever, take them home and you plant them, and then when they get finished, you plow them under. well, why didn't you save the heads? One head of a sunflower has over 100,000 seeds in it. That's a huge thing, and you can save the seeds. I call it deadheading. You can do that to zinnias. You can do it to a lot of flowers that come back every year. I'm planting right now clover. I'm on my second year of clover colors. So I'm trying to make a rainbow. Well, it didn't work really good because I couldn't walk that much. Okay, we're gonna talk about our pollinators. You may know what this guy is. Right. She's beautiful. I love seeing her come in my garden. She's a nighttime pollinator. She loves moonflowers. And she comes out for evening star flowers. The other one is the hummingbird, red-throated hummingbird. And then we got the honeybee. That's not a really sharp picture, but you know what that is? It's a bat. My friend took that from me up in Stone Mountain. You don't think you're in your garden and you're working and someone just slithers by you. It's like, oh my God, where's the hose? No. He's pollinating because he's picking up pollen and moving it as he slithers through your low-growing flowers. Why do I have the hand up there? Man hands, a human hand is a pollinator. If you work greenhouses and you start your plants in January, you have to go and help pollinate that plant. You have to take a Q-tip, get on your knees, get down there where the flowers are, and you dab one flower, pick up the pollen, over, dab the flower, and that's called human pollination. I've had to do that over here in this greenhouse at Wayne Community College, and I didn't do a good job of it either. Ants do the same thing. They'll travel across the flower and pick it up. If you watch your flowers out there, especially right now because my hummingbirds, they're having a field day, but they will pick up stuff and they're just fun to watch. Okay. All right. We know it's pollen season. We don't need WRAL to tell us our pollen count today is high. It's like, yay! Because you go out there and you can wipe your windshield off. This is my friend's windshield right here. I couldn't stand it. I had to take a picture. So the goals of every, go back up. The goals of every living organism, including plants, is to create offspring for the next generation. Same thing we do. We create offsprings for the next generation. Hopefully they will take a good-hearted charge and walk in your footsteps. Seeds contain the genetic information to produce new plants. Flowers are the tools that the plants use to make their seeds. So if you look a lot, you can actually see this happening in your yard if you don't pick up all your pecans and you leave some of them behind and you get heavy rains and then the weather's all funky and stuff. Seeds will start coming out of the nutshell, and then you take it and you plant it somewhere where you won't mow over it. Okay. Next. Pollination is the act of transferring pollen grains from the antler to the stigma, and the flowers are the tools that the plants use to make their seeds. Seeds can only be produced when pollen is transferred between two flowers of the same species. So sunflowers and marigolds cannot be mixed. A species is defined as a population of individual capabilities of interbreeding freely with one another, but because of geographic, reproduction, or other barriers, they do not interbreed with members of the other species. They're really bashful about that. So, okay. So here we go, we've got our flower. And honeybee comes in. Oh man, this is nice. So this sits there and he walks around on it and he picks up the pollen. And then he goes over to another plant, same plant, different plant, same thing but a different plant. He sits on this, sits down the stigma. He sits on top of that and the pollen will travel down. And this is the ovaries. This is where the magic happens. I call it magic. Anyway, reproduction, and it creates a cucumber. It creates a watermelon, and it's really nice. Okay. All right, blueberries. How many have seen the blueberry honeybee? Very special honeybee. They live in South Carolina, but they've been seen up near the borderline of south of the border and stuff like that, but they are actually blue in color because the genetics have picked up the blue off the blueberries, and it's turned to blue. That's the color of your shirt. But this is a blueberry that did not get pollinated properly. You see how tiny and insignificant it looks? There's that big old fat one. That's the good one where you want to put a little sugar on it, and put it in cereal or oatmeal or ice cream. Okay. All right. See what I'm talking about? The sunflower? All of this head right here, once it's pollinated, this becomes black seeds. You can take that head of that one sunflower, put it upside down, put it in a brown paper bag, hang it in your barn, forget about it until you go up there and go, man, it's cold up here. Oh, what's that bag for? Oh, I know, it's got seeds in it. So you open it up and you actually break the sunflower in half and start rubbing like this, and you're developing your own seed, and you'll have a beautiful field of sunflowers. Insects and other animals, pollinators, obtain food from the form of energy, rich nectar, and or protein-rich pollen from the flower they visit and return. The flower receives the service of the pollinator, carrying pollen from one flower to another. While food is often a significant lure for pollinators, flowering plants also attract pollinators using a combination of petal shapes, scents, and color. Now, what do we know about these?
They don't like red.
They don't like red, and don't eat a banana sandwich before you go out there. I'll tell you, experience. They see ultraviolet, so when we see something that is purple, they may see it as lavender. Their color zones are different, but they still do the same thing. They look for scent, color. Actually, and I read this a while back, it's very interesting. When a pollinator goes past the flower, if it passes the flower will actually quiver and go, hey, I'm right here. And the honeybee will turn around and come back, kind of buzz up and down the flower, and the flower is quivering because it recognizes its pollinator through genetics. And I thought that was so fascinating. So the bee gets on the flower lets them have the nectar. That flower, once that bee leaves, will reproduce nectar every 13 seconds. So the next bee comes by, but the other bee has left its scent, has left a little bit of the scent left on there. So he knows he's already been visited on that flower petal, but he will come back to it. Okay. All right. There are 3 different types of flowers in your bee garden to ensure blooms through as many seasons as possible. So you have to plan ahead, and I tried to plan ahead this year, but I had a little accident and I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But anyway, you have to start 2 to 3 months prior to February. To start planning what you're gonna do, where you're gonna put it, how you're gonna get there, because I guarantee you Mother Nature's gonna change your mind. I guarantee it. We've had two years in a row where we've been below 30 degrees in February. When you should be out there and you've got your seedlings germinating, and it doesn't work that good. But be prepared. You can cover, you can protect, you can use a greenhouse, or move everything underneath your shelter and then bring it back out. But the weather is unpredictable for North Carolina this year. It has been. And I'm sure it's gonna be really hot this summer. Okay. All right, here's our pollen thing. It's got beautiful colors. This is one of my friends, sorry. These are the flowers that honeybees like. And they bloom at different times of the year. And they bloom, you can actually deadhead a lot of these. The milkweed you can deadhead, take the head off, put it in a paper bag, like a lunch bag, and just set it aside, write on it what it is so you'll know what it is. But anyway, okay. And these are flowering trees that they also love. I'm having a good luck this year with my apple tree. For the first time in 5 years, I think I have an apple on it. We'll see. It's about 1.5 inches in diameter right now. Okay. All right, every year, thousands and thousands of commercial beekeepers pack up their trailers, pack up their bees, and head up I-95, head up I-85, get on 40, and they're going north. Why are they going north? Because of the almond trees. But you can see their routes from where they're going, all the way across. Has anybody ever seen a pollinator truck go by? I've seen one. It's pretty cool to watch, because on the side of the trucks, it's got caution, hauling bees, don't touch. So I thought that
They're
was
pretty good. Debbie, there was one that was at, Big Boys Truck Stop,
Uh-huh.
and, they got out, so they had, it's just a few weeks ago, they had, on Facebook, they were looking for somebody to come get the swarm, which it wasn't really a swarm, but the bees
Yeah.
were,
How about that?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right, so this truck is loaded with 100 hives. Don't touch. Don't knock it over. And hopefully they won't have a flat tire. Okay. All right, pollinators are in trouble, as we all know. We've all heard this. Honeybees are getting in the position where you can have farmers near you, farmers within 5 miles of you, and they know you're a beekeeper. They can't not know you're a beekeeper. You got hives in your backyard. You got signs in your front yard. I'm a beekeeper. Please be careful spraying. Let me know when you're gonna spray, because if you spray, I'm not an organic farmer. I'm just plain Jane. I'm not up there with the big boys. I'm just a small little gardening beekeeper. But chemicals will pick up, if they're spraying chemicals and they're right next door, where on the other side of that fence right there in the ditch bank, and he's spraying and the wind's blowing 55 miles an hour and it's heading right to your beehives and he didn't tell you, you gotta hustle and cover them. And hopefully they'll make it. And it's very hard. You can call and complain. You can sign up for
Field watch.
Field Watch, thank you. I was gonna say Field Watch. You can call them and they're supposed to, here's how it field walks. The farmer looks on his website, he finds out what he's gonna do, and it tells the farmer, you have a beekeeper within 75 feet of you. they're gonna send me a text or send me a notification that, hey, Bob is over here and he's gonna spray his field with this chemical. So take precautions.
What do you cover the hives with?
I go and wet an old sheet. I keep old sheets of candy that you throw away, and just wet them down, throw them over the hive, keep them inside, hopefully.
You turn the sprinkler on over the top
Yeah.
of that too.
They'll,
Burlap works pretty good too.
or create an environment where they think it's pouring down rain, and you're creating a rainstorm. Have you seen the cow commercial where it's eat more chicken? Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay. So, aerial spraying is really rough. If you walk up to your farmer, your neighbor, very nicely, and say, John, you're spraying my bees. You're all over my yard with your overspray. Please turn around or do something and change it. Be nice. Maybe he'll be nice back or not throw a gun in your face. So you don't want that to happen. Okay. All right. Are there any questions that you may have? Yes, sir.
They don't do a lot of aerial spraying here no more, do
They do, but they do it by drones.
they? Oh,
I hadn't seen that one yet.
Yep. They did drones down on Westbrook Church Road. They had drones down there last year.
There's a guy over here in Wayne County up there by the airport. He's not at the airport.
Uh-huh.
He has his own strip at his house. He sprays around here.
Yeah.
I think most of it's liquid nitrogen. He sprays around whenever he.
Did I confuse you too bad? Did I answer some? Yes, buddy.
I got a clarification here. David mentioned that cucumbers are the biggest pollinator crop, which is true. But if you got bees on cucumbers or watermelons or those vine crops, you have to feed them. There's not enough nutrition in those flowers for your bees to survive.
That's
That's
the
right.
protein, that isn't the carbohydrate.
Yeah.
So you have to feed sugar water or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, thank you for your time, and I have enjoyed it. Yes, buddy.
And one other point that I have learned in my little career here, all the sunflowers do not feed honeybees.
That's correct.
There's one variety, Lemon Queen, I think is the one that, and there may be one or two more, but most of them are not bee friendly.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
You know that, you know that plant that you said, Kim said was the last plant?
I don't know what that is.
What's it goldenrod?
I think it is goldenrod.
No, I think
No.
goldenrod's in the fall.
Yeah, goldenrod's fall.
The basswood, they I was looking at the other day, or other night.
There's some kind of white flower that's all over the place right now.
Privet, small leaf privet.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
So along the creek, man.
yeah.
Showing to the
Ditches,
road.
ditches, basically.
It's like honeysuckle.
Small leaf privet.
That's what I was trying to see, I couldn't figure out where it was at.